It's the Jungle Book's 50th anniversary, the simple 50th anniversary. You know what that means? It's review time. It's also my sister's favourite Disney movie and she just had her birthday, so let's open the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book, the original 1967 Disney animated classic directed by Wolfgang Reitman and is the 19th Disney animated classic in the canon overall. So the Jungle Book, based on Rudyard Kipling's books, tells the story of a Mowgli, orphaned man cub in the Indian jungle raised by wolves until Shere Khan the tiger returns to that section of the jungle and hears about Mowgli determined to kill the kids, so to protect the pack and Mowgli himself, Bagheera the panther, Baloo the bear, and a whole host of other wonderful characters must escort Mowgli to the man village for his protection. Now, the Jungle Book is officially celebrating its 50th anniversary, 1967 to 2017. That's right, and so my mum remembers she was only 1 when this movie came out, so it's one of the most nostalgic Disney movies to her, and this is my sister's personal favourite Disney movie ever, and she recently had her 19th birthday. I didn't get to upload it on her actual birthday since there was a lot going on that day in my personal life, so I had to postpone this review until now, but fortunately I have the time to review this animated gem now, and 50 years, this movie completely holds up. Very few animated movies stand the test of time like the Jungle Book. I've heard many people now call this movie overrated and just one of the more okay and flawed Disney movies. They criticise the lack of narrative and some have even called it boring. Are they freaking crazy? This movie is a timeless animated classic. It's wonderful. Me and my family have always been in that camp who have treasured this movie. And what makes this a unique adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's book is that it resembles the original Rudyard Kipling novels so little. In early drafts of the Jungle Book, it was originally going to be extremely dark in tone to reflect the tone of the books, but Walt Disney, he was completely against that. He wanted this movie to be just totally fun, happy-go-lucky, and laid back, and incredibly that worked, that approach. My gosh, the Jungle Book is just packed full of charm. It's always puts a enormous smile on my face whenever I watch this, and I don't know how people call the characters one-dimensional. I think these characters are absolutely terrific and some of Disney's most memorable, and while I can totally see some gripes people have with this movie, how uninteresting a protagonist Mowgli is and how the wolves are barely get any screen time. Well, yes, Mowgli may not have the most interesting personality amongst Disney protagonists, although what I like about him is how innocent he is. He's just an innocent kid. We don't know what happened to his real family, and he's being forced to leave the only home and everything he's ever known. So I can totally sympathise with him when Bagheera is forcing him to return to his own kind in the man village. I mean, so I think the complaints about him being whiny is unjustified. I'd be pissed off if I was forced to leave my home. And the wolves may go to waste, sure, but at least they do their part in raising Mowgli, and the other characters are just so awesome. I can overlook that easily. Bagheera is a strict but fair fatherly figure to Mowgli. You can tell he cares about Mowgli deeply and do whatever's best for him. The elephants are such a fabulous group of characters. Yes, this movie has some of the most charming Disney sidekicks, and King Louis, while not in the original source material, is such a great and worthy addition to the story. I wish he was in the original book, as he serves as one of Mowgli's temptations to stay in the jungle. Kaa's one of my favourite characters in the movie. I mean, he's a awesome manipulative antagonist. I love the traits, how he can hypnotize his victims with his eyes, and the vultures. I don't understand how people could complain about the vultures. I mean, they may be referencing the Beatles, obviously, but so they still serve a purpose to the plot. So without them, Mowgli wouldn't have known it was fire that frightened Shere Khan. Speaking of Shere Khan, he's a freaking awesome villain. Whenever he appears, he managed to make me a runner for cover. That's how frightening and badass he is. The scenes with him are just filled with tension. He managed to intimidate all of the inhabitants of the jungle, even though he doesn't physically appear until the last third of the movie. I love the build-up to him. So when we finally do see him, his presence is beyond satisfying, and the movie always reminds us Shere Khan is out there to keep the tension and the stakes high, and it leads to a epic and violent climactic fight between Mowgli, Baloo and Shere Khan, in which Mowgli manages to outwit Shere Khan by tying the only thing he's afraid of, fire, to his tail, which is one of the single greatest Disney villain comeuppance. And I, for one, love the girl from the Man Village. Her name's Shanti, by the way. In a movie almost devoid of female characters, she really shines, and is the perfect reason why Mowgli would want to finally go to the Man Village at the end. And speaking of Baloo, Baloo is clearly the best loved character in the entire movie. He's one of my sister's personal favourite Disney characters, and he's such an excellent choice, Lucy. I mean, he's just so laid back. He's the opposite of Bagheera, but Baloo's really compelling as he grows to realise that Mowgli will be in danger if he does remain in the jungle, and grows to care for Mowgli as much as Bagheera, and learns to be responsible. And I can gladly say Mowgli and Baloo's friendship is one of the strongest friendship dynamics in any Disney movie, period. And the people who praise the visuals in the Jungle Book remake often forget they should not overlook that the animation in the original Jungle Book looks fantastic. It's just full of charm. It's because the characters are hand drawn, they have plenty of charm to them, and even though they recycle a lot of animation, that's justified, since they had a low budget at the time, so it was inevitable they had to recycle some shots, and I hardly noticed this as a kid. This is a beautifully animated, a gorgeous looking movie. I sort of miss the sketchy style of animation in the Disney movies from the 60s and 70s, and I really don't care that the story's so simplistic, because the characters were so lovable. I still cares greatly for them, and the songs were enough to entirely make up for the lack of story. My three favourite songs would be the the beautiful song that Shanti sings to lure Mowgli into the village. I must go to fetch the water. Beautiful song. And of course, Ooby-Doo, I wanna be like you. Yeah, my granny used to play that song and dance with me when I was really young. And the most unforgettable musical number in the movie, you all know what it is.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
Never gets older. Yes, the Jungle Book has one of the most unforgettable and catchy Disney soundtracks of all time, and the opening music is the most underrated piece of music in the movie. It's so authentic and beautiful and immediately draws you in. So the Jungle Book, nitpicking aside, is a near perfect, heartfelt, fun, charming, and totally beautiful Disney movie. And remember, in my review of the 2016 live-action Jungle Book remake, even though at first I called that remake even better than the original, well, now I take that back, and now I changed my mind, and now I believe the original Jungle Book will always be the stronger version of the two. And what makes the Jungle Book so special is that it was the final Disney movie to be produced by Walt Disney himself. Had he actually gotten to see it, he would have freaking loved it. He couldn't have been happier with it. Oh man, he would have been proud.
I give the Jungle Book 1967 5 stars out of 5.
It may not be in my top 10 favourite Disney movies, but it's such a great choice for my sister's favourite Disney movie, and I'd much rather watch it than its inferior sequel, Jungle Book 2. Trust me, I will rant about Jungle Book 2 sometime. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of the Jungle Book? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.